what makes others proud. The answer's not found in applause or on a stage. The answer's not trapped in a timeline or age. The answer's not hidden in someone else's plan. The answer's not buried in the likes or the brand. The answer's not fixed by perfection or fame. The answer's not tied to a title or a name. The answer's not waiting on proof or cue. The answer's not something they give back to you. The answer's not lost, though the world says you're through. The answer's been whispering deep inside of you.
They say, change your mindset. I said, change how? 'Cause when the mind's in a maze, you don't just turn now. You can't just shout, shift, and not show me the gears. I needed a map, not more echoing cheers. I've cried through the confusion, been stuck in the spin, but God whispered patterns that reprogrammed within. This isn't a poem, it's survival, it's proof. My roadmap, my journal, my mental breakthrough's truth. I didn't just hear him, I wrote what he showed. So you're not just told, you're actually told. See, you can't pour peace on a plate that's not clean and expect it to nourish what's never been seen. And telling someone to heal with no tools in their hand is like sending them sailing with no sight of land. But this is instruction with rhythm and sound. You'll find the direction in each spoken round. So don't just sit there, read, weep, or clap. Catch the movement between lines and unwrap your own map. 'Cause this is the path, and I'm walking it too. Welcome to the blueprint. Shut up, Satan, was how I broke through. You crept in quiet, not with chains, just chatter. Whispered a question like it wouldn't matter. You didn't roar, you simply implied. Are you sure that he loves you? Or was that a lie? I brushed it off once, but then came the flood. A wave of what ifs that spoke louder than blood. You questioned my purpose, my story, my voice, and left me believing I didn't have choice. But I do. I did. And now I know that doubt was a seed you were trying to grow. You fed it with silence. You watered with fear, hoping I'd sit there and dry up right here. But I'm done being quiet about your disguise. I see the distortion behind your replies. You take God's no and twist it to shame. You take his delay and whisper blame. You call me forgotten. God calls me planted. You label me lacking. But I've been enchanted with grace that rewrites me from roots to my crown, with truth that outshouts what you tried to drown. You tried to convince me my faith was a mess, but even weak faith can still move what's next. You tried to define me with pain from my past, but I've been relabeled. Your grip didn't last. don't owe you listening. I don't need your tone. You never built me. You leave me alone. So here's my response when you slither again. You don't get my mornings. You don't set my end.
Shut up, Satan! Get out of my head! You don't get to speak the words my father said. Shut up, Satan! You lied before! My spirit's alive and you're not welcome anymore. Shut up, Satan! I'm done with this ache. Your chains were pretend and I'm wide awake. Shut up, Satan! This mind is mine. I'm sealed in his promise and his word rewrote time. Shut up, Satan! I don't need no proof. God can't lie, and that's still the truth. Oh, I hurts my tongue. Okay, let's begin. Welcome to Unburied. Pull the weeds, plant the truth. Live the life that's been waiting on you, because the life you're praying for can't show up until your mind agrees to open up. Hey y'all, I gotta ask you something real quick. What's your favorite TV show? Something that you have to watch. You know the time will come on. You know the days will come on. You might have to DVR it if you miss it. Or if you don't have a favorite show, what's your favorite food? Something that you just have to get whenever you go to the grocery store. Now, imagine your purpose in life is just as exciting as that. Something that you had to live out. Something you just couldn't ignore. What if your purpose was that irresistible as that snack? Now hold that thought in your mind. Because what I'm about to say only works if you're willing to breathe. And I don't mean just a deep inhale. I mean a breath that slows noise down, makes you drop your shoulders and relax. Before I say anything else, I want you to take that kind of deep breath. Inhale, exhale. Did you do it?
Yes.
Was it easy?
Yes.
Exactly. So why don't we exhale on ourselves? Why do we keep holding our breath on us? Holding our breath on the real you? No worries, because tonight we're going to fix that. Because what we're doing here isn't just a master class. It's not a motivational talk. And I'm not about to throw 30 slides at you hoping something will stick. This is a reckoning. But can I be honest with you? I do not do well with boring lectures. My mind starts drifting to laundry, work, kids, random YouTube videos I did not ask for. But this ain't that. We're going to talk, we're going to reflect, and we're going to move. And when I ask something that hits home, you're going to respond. Not for me, for you.
Because every time you answer, you stop that spiral in your brain. And then you anchor back in to the conversation. You make an agreement with your own truth. And that's where changes begins. Not with what you hear, but with what you're finally willing to admit. So, when I ask you something, you won't need to act or pretend. You won't need to guess. You'll just need to feel and respond however you're led. You can whisper it, tap your heart, blink, breathe. It's okay. You're safe here. Now, you don't have to take notes if you don't want to, but I do need you to grab one thing: a paper, a pen, well, two things actually, a napkin, dry erase board, anything that you can make a mark on. Because tonight, we're going to play a little game. And it is called the Unbury meter. It is your private map of alignment, awareness, and activation. So every time you hear something that hits home, mark it. Every time you feel a lump in your throat, mark it. Every time you whisper, "That's me," mark it. And by the end of this, you'll have a visual reflection of what's still buried, what's breaking free, and what need attention now. Because this isn't about changing who you are. It's about unlocking who you've always been. Let's begin. I don't know if you guys can see that whiteboard there. If you can see it. Okay. Ever prayed for something and then panicked when it came? If that's you, make sure you make a mark. Ever asked for the door and then doubted you deserved to walk through it? Have you ever sabotaged what you said you wanted, then blamed the timing? Or found yourself playing like you're healed so no one would ask you what's really going on? Excuse the thunder outside, guys. Let's bring this a little closer. Have you ever celebrated someone else's win while quietly wondering when yours will come? Have you ever kept adding to your to-do list but never felt any closer to being fulfilled? Let me tell you about a woman I once met. But I won't describe her just yet. I'll let you feel her story instead. Who is she? Born in St. Thomas under sunlit skies, she was the youngest of six, but not by surprise. The baby of the crew, quiet by default, not out of fear, but out of thought. Books were her escape, poems were her play. She'd sit during lunch, let the ocean take her away. She played instruments, held her breath for applause, not to perform, but to express without cause. Always the smart one, the good girl, the thinker. Not because she had to, but because she was a dreamer. Her parents? Married decades strong. Her dad? A dreamer with busy hands. Her mom? A pillar with a giant heart, holding up family with quiet strength that stands. She moved to Miami at 17. No silver spoon, just purpose unseen. Ultrasound school by day, support system by night. She was everybody's rock before learning how to fight. She stayed in that field for 25 years,
But even in helping others, her own questions drew near. She tried almost everything: business, building, belief. But every time she started, she paused in disbelief. Not at her skills, not at her power, but something small, tucked deep, was sour. She'd light up an idea, excite, execute like a pro. But after the high, she just let it go. Property preservation, notary, DNA, and more. All of them worked, but she closed the door. Not because they failed, not because she couldn't, but because something inside said, this isn't it. She kept hitting walls she built herself, kept asking why she never stayed, why she couldn't finish, why she lit the match and walk away. She built her bus, her deck, her kitchen, even her body, reshaped by her own decision. Almost 180 pounds lighter, but still heavy in mind, trying to understand the purpose she couldn't find. She thought maybe she was scattered, maybe indecisive, maybe she just couldn't finish. But deep down, she knew she was called, not to finish everything, but to ignite. She cried for strangers, pray in silence, create videos to spark alignment. Every poem she whispered, every ASMR scene was her reaching for others to help them dream. She remembered writing a poem once, so raw that she was scared to speak it. But her friend performed it. People thought it was Maya Angelou who had breathed it. That's when she knew her voice was more than words. It held mirrors. It held keys. It held the soft kind of breakthrough people don't even know they need. At 22, a heart flatline. Cold on the floor? Not yet, God said. There's more. She left that hospital wearing a cross, not just for style, but as a sign. You're still here for a reason. She went home, got quiet, got low. And one day in her closet, God showed her a grain. A single belief tucked in her soul. I don't know if I deserve this. And that belief was running the show. She wasn't scattered, she was sacred. She wasn't indecisive, she was designed. She wasn't buried by failure, she was buried by belief. And when she stopped trying to be perfect, she started becoming free. She was a midwife for purpose, a builder of bridges, a guide for people stuck in the middle of their own missions. She doesn't just speak now, she awakens. She doesn't just coach now, she co-labors. Now, take a second and check in with yourself. Did any part of that story feel familiar? Did you see a version of you tucked in between any of those lines? The parts of you that never say it out loud? The dreams you still hope someone will understand? You can put a comment, put a check on your meter, whatever feels honest. Because honestly, that woman was me. And if any part of her felt like you, then you need to stay with me. Because tonight, something's about to unbury you too. So, we've met her, now let's meet you. But not the version they follow online, not the strong one, not the motivator, not the polished version of you that you was taught how to put on an act for. Let's meet the part of you that whispers, you're running out of time. You always mess up. You never follow through. Go ahead and pull out your unbury meter. This isn't just note taking, it's about being honest. Because we're not just writing checks, we're not just circling the truth, we're uncovering what's still buried. Now, check and see if any of these sound like you. You ever asked God for confirmation and He gave it, but you still asked again because you didn't trust you? You learned to encourage everyone else, but forgot how to recognize when you need support. You delay your own dreams, not because you're unqualified, but because you don't trust to finish yourself. You master surviving, but the idea of flourishing feels so foreign. You pray for breakthrough, but secretly brace for disappointment, just in case. If you already marked your meter once or twice, I want you to breathe. You're not broken. You're just revealing what's been waiting to come up. Now, let's go a little deeper. Because awareness isn't just healing, it's authority. So let me ask you, have you ever felt like you almost arrived, but something invisible held you back? Do you smile on the outside, but secretly mourn the version of you that never bloomed? Have you ever checked every box, but still feel like something inside was unfinished? Ever found yourself saying, you're doing well, or I'm good, yet you're bleeding privately, just wishing for a hug? Do you get nervous when things are going good? Because you are just waiting for the catch. Have you ever felt like you're always getting ready, but never feel like you can begin? Do you pray for open doors, but sit in closed rooms because they feel so familiar? Do you help everyone else believe, but you second guess your own anointing? Or you finally got what you prayed for, but you didn't even know how to receive it? You serve from overflow of a cup you never stopped to refill. Every check you make isn't shame, it's soil. And the more honest you are, the softer the soil gets. I want you to stop lying to yourself. Some of y'all are winning in front of the world, but losing yourself behind closed doors. You've got the spotlight, the speeches, the stage smiles, but you still don't feel seen for real. Others, you've convinced yourself this is just life. You act content, smile through routines, you secretly hate. You settle for the version of yourself that barely fits. Just keep questions away. And then some of you, you've gone so far into the shadows that you don't even remember what light actually feels like. You're not hiding out of fear. You're hiding because you forgot you had a reason to shine. But let me say this as clearly as possible. No matter which one you are, you just want to be seen, to relax, to be comfortable in your own skin, to stop acting, and finally live the version you secretly hope is still in there. Sorry, y'all. And the truth is, you didn't miss it. You're not too far gone either. You just buried. But there's a way back, and it starts now. Right now, I want you to just notice. You don't have to name the belief yet, but ask yourself, what part of my body reacted when I heard that? Did I flinch? Did I freeze? Did a memory flash through? That's the trail. That's where the root is hiding. Just mark that moment, because in the challenge, we're going to trace that whisper back to its origin and rewrite what it told you. Let's make it real now. I need 2 people. I guess you guys can help me out here. Let me see if I can see the comments. I need 2 people. We have 2 people on here. All right, Mikhail and Justin, you can help me out here. One person, write down, or give me a piece of paper, I can help. Write down your job. What's your job? Yeah. What do people know you as doing? What's your job? You go to school, you're a student.
Working fast.
Working fast. Know your job. What's your job? You like to weld.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you're a welder. So Justin's job is he's a welder. All right. And then, what is something that someone told you that you are? That is not true, but something about it just kind of stuck with you. You felt some kind of way about it, even though you know it's not true, but it kind of made you feel some kind of way. It made you question your worth or your self-esteem. What's something that someone told you? Mikhail, you can answer that because Justin did tell me. What's his job? Come on. Give me something that somebody told you that you were. That wasn't true, but it made you question your worth and question your self-esteem. It probably affected you some kind of way. What did somebody tell you that's not true, but it kind of affected you?
And I'm weird.
Weird. Okay, perfect. That you're weird. All right. Now, look at both of these. One is what they perform. It's their job. The other is what was absorbed. But here's the real question. Which one tell the truth about who you are? You're a welder or you're weird? Which one tell the truth?
I'm a water.
Actually, neither. And here's why. We build a life around the first, what we do, but we bury our identity under the second, what we were told. And the reality is, who you are is buried beneath them both. Stop. Now, this is the second one people told you were. I want you to crumble it up. And now open it back and try to straighten back out. Try to flatten it back out. Okay. So even when you try to smooth it out, you still see the wrinkles. And that's where false identity settles in. But tonight, we begin unburying the truth. Thank you, Justin. I think now is a good idea for us to take another breath. Because next, we step into who we were always meant to be. We're done pretending. We're done burying brilliance under pressure. It's time to understand the real flow of breakthrough. The chain reaction that moves everything. And it starts with this. Let's try something real quick. Let's say you want to buy a car. Not a Lamborghini, not some fancy car, just a reliable car to get you around that you need. You picture it, you want it, you even pray for it. Now let me ask you, what would you do? What would you have to do in order to get it? You don't need a fancy car, you just want a car. What would you have to do?
Earn it, job.
Okay, hold on. So to do, you said you have to have a job. Hope y'all can see this. Have a job. You said earn it. Earn it. What else? What else you have to do to get it? Save. That's a good one. One more. What else would you have to do?
Possibly make a down payment.
Make a down payment. Okay. Or get a loan even. You can probably get a loan. Okay. Down payment. Okay. So now you have to get your job, earn it, save the money, and get a down payment. Sorry. So now that you do all that, what would you have?
Car.
After you do all of this, what would you have? You're saving up to get a car.
Yeah.
What would you have now?
I have money. Oh, that.
So after you did all this, what do you have? You said a car. What else? Freedom. You can do what you want to. You have transportation. Knowledge.
Wisdom. Wisdom.
Wisdom. You have a car give you wisdom. Stop, guys. And give me better wisdom too. That's not even what I want to write. That is not what I want to write. Put it out.
But you have a job and you earned it and you saved it.
You have.
A transportation.
Well, that would be the wisdom to do this. They really did it. Now, what would you have? You have a car. You have transportation.
Another means of payment.
You have another bill. That is very true. You have another bill.
can make
Freedom, you can do what you go where you want to go when you want to go.
asset,
You have an asset, exactly. That's very good, Mikhail.
peace of mind.
Peace
What
of
was that
mind. Yep. I do POM. All right. So you did all the stuff to get the car. Why am I frozen? You did all the stuff to get the car. Now you have the car, you have the freedom, you have the assets, you have the peace of mind. What does all of that make you? How do you feel now? How does it make you? What do you become?
Satisfied.
Satisfied?
Yes.
Okay.
Complete.
You can do both of those. You got satisfied. You said complete. What else? What do you be? You feel accomplished, responsible. Feel accomplished, you feel responsible. Okay. Now, this right here is how most of us live. Trying to do our way into having something so that we can finally feel like we became someone. Right? Let's do another one. What if you wanted $1 million? Hold on. Let's erase this. Start thinking.
Can you repeat what you said?
If you wanted $1 million, hypothetically, what would you have to do to get $1 million?
Invest.
Invest. That's a very good one. You're gonna need a lot of money. Wait a minute. Well, I guess to get it, yeah. Invest.
Have a 7-figure job.
A 7-figure job.
Get a big G-Wagon. Tax write-offs.
To get $1 million. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah.
What would you have to do to get $1 million?
Earn it.
Start a business. Start a business. Work hard.
Hey, steal it.
No, we're not stealing anything, Justin.
Rob it.
Work hard. Excuse my handwriting. Okay, enough of doing. You have to invest, get a 7-figure job. Stop, guys. Start a business, work hard. After you do all that, what would you have?
$1 million.
You have $1 million. Exactly. And money.
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
An easy mind.
Peace of mind again.
Yeah. No one that
Peace
can-
of mind. What else? You have more security. And that freedom again, kind of the same thing. Right?
Mhm.
All right. So you did all of that to have the $1 million. How do you feel? What'll make you now? Accomplished. That's very good.
Accomplished, but yet not fully accomplished.
You feel accomplished. What else?
Financially free.
Financially free. That's a good one. Okay. Again, you did all of this stuff so you can have the money, so you can feel accomplished and feel financially free. You feel peace of mind. You have security. And that's the formula that most people live by. You do to have so you can become. Do the thing, have the result, then finally be happy or peaceful or whole. But that formula, this is why you're still chasing life. Even when you're doing everything right. And that's the thing. some of us are just trying to do all the things right, but it still feels like we're stuck. You ever tried driving across town with your gas light on? You know the route, you made the turns, you even been there before. But no matter how hard you press on that gas, that car can't give you what it doesn't have. And the longer you try to push it, the more frustrated you get. It's not your effort that's the issue. It's that we're running on fumes instead of running from fullness. Now, we're going to flip this. Okay. You don't bake bread without flour. But that's exactly what we try to do every day. This might be. That's exactly what we try to do every day. We want the outcome, but we're still questioning whether we even deserve the ingredients. Then we blame the oven. We blame God. We blame timing. We burn out because we're baking on borrowed belief. You didn't fail because you weren't good enough. You failed because you didn't believe you were already equipped. You never even bought the flour. That's why I teach. Be, do, have. And I need you to hear me now, because what I'm about to say might sound simple, but it's the one thing that changed everything for me. And I think it's going to change something for you too. Let me tell you what I believe success really is. It's not money. It's not applause. It's not a viral moment or six-figure income. Success is when something fulfills its purpose. A pencil sharpener is only successful when it sharpens pencils. A light bulb is only successful when it lights up the dark. And you're only successful when you're doing what you were formed to do. Not just doing stuff for others. Not just doing things for approval. Doing you from identity. That's why I say you weren't created to perform or act. You were created to reign. Anyone need to take another breath? That was a lot. Yes. The world's been teaching you all wrong your entire life. You can't do to have so you can become. The formula is backwards. You be, then you do so you can have. You can't pick fruit from a tree that hasn't taken root. You can't draw water from a well that you never filled. You can't pour from a cup you still don't even believe you deserve to carry. You keep trying to do more, but you haven't become the person who believes she is already allowed to receive it. You've been stuck in the grind, and that formula has been backwards all your life. Trying to earn what was already in your spiritual DNA, that's like trying to bake bread when you're still questioning if you deserve the flour. You don't do to become. You become, and the doing flows from there. That's how the having actually holds. You can't pick a fruit. Let's just go back up. Hold on. People get burnt out because of that. That's why when you do all the right things, you still feel empty. Because behavior can't carry a broken belief. But when you change the root, the fruit have no choice. Your thoughts shape your identity. Your identity shapes your decisions. Your decisions shape your behavior, and your behavior shapes your outcomes. Be, do, have. That's why I created the RAIN method, to restore who you are so you can finally match what you were born to carry. And now we seal it. You've been told to go get it, but it was never out there. The breakthrough begins the moment you care enough to become what you thought you had to chase. Because provision responds to purpose in place. You don't have to hustle to finally touch the life you saw. You don't have to act like loving the grind is some holy law. You don't have to strive to finally arrive. You don't need to pretend like you know it's all right, like you've got it all right. You are crafted to carry what others pursue. And when you live from your root, the wealth finds you. You don't chase abundance, you become it. Now, I want to ask you something. Well, actually, a few things. But I'm not asking them just to stir emotions. I'm asking them because your answers, they're your story. And by the end of this list, you're going to realize this wasn't just a talk. This was your mirror. So if it stings a little, it's okay. It's not judgment. It's just recognition. And even if you don't say it out loud, say it in your spirit. Now, let's get back to our game. Take back out your unburied meters. You ready? You ever looked around your life and thought, this can't be it? You ever wondered if you were built for more, and then felt ashamed for even thinking that? You ever tried to fix yourself through action, but all you really needed was permission to stop pretending? You ever found yourself researching how to fix your life at 2 a.m., but couldn't come through by 2 p.m.? It's like your heart says yes, but your mind got tired of trying again. You ever cheered for someone at the finish line while quietly grieving while you're still running laps around your own delay? You ever try to talk yourself out of wanting more because it felt selfish to admit you were tired of acting and putting on a show? You ever mastered the art of looking fine but felt like you were fading? You ever found yourself doing well but still wondering why you felt unseen? You ever smiled at the applause and then cried when the lights went off? You ever checked every box but still felt like something was unfinished? You ever acted content just to keep people from asking questions? You ever said, I just want peace, but had no idea what peace even looked like for you? Are you the one people call for help or advice, but you secretly wish that someone would see you and realize that you're really not as strong as they think you are and just offer you a shoulder? You ever felt embarrassed for how excited you got about doing something, just to quit again a week later? You ever caught yourself minimizing your dreams because you didn't know how to get there? You ever lost confidence, not because of failure, but because of inconsistency? Have you ever thought, if I could just be organized, maybe I could finally feel successful? You ever looked successful to others, but felt like a stranger to your own self? Have you ever won, but didn't feel like the win matched the weight of the weight you carried to get it? You ever asked God to show you your purpose, but got scared when the door actually opened? All right, pause and take a moment. Because even if you didn't say yes out loud, your spirit's been nodding this whole time. And here's what that tells me. You're not the only one. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're buried. And that list you just nodded through, that was the sound of your unburying starting. So look at your meter. But before we get the tally, I want to pause a little bit for a second. Because you've taken in a lot. So just check in with yourself for a moment. Grab a journal if you need to, because this might be the moment that you need it. Because here's where we name what's real. The next few questions, they're not for answers. They're for agreement. Your spirit knows if it's true. So as I ask them, just notice how your body does. Nod, whisper, that's me. Close your eyes if you have to. Let this part speak. Have you ever felt like you've almost arrived, but something invisible held you back? Have you ever smiled on the outside, but mourned a version of you inside? Just does your life seem so wonderful to others, but yet you still feel like something inside isn't meshing with it? Do you ever get nervous when things are going good because you're waiting for something bad to happen? Oh, hold on. I'm not sure why. You guys can't comment? You should be able to. I'm not sure why it's not letting you comment. All right, I'll see if I can. You gotta figure that out. I'm not sure what happened. Okay. I'm not sure why you can't comment. Who was that? Send it. Who sent that? Joya. I'm not sure why you can't comment. Are you guys on there? See if you can comment. Try to comment. See if you can comment. And that's from YouTube that can't comment? You can't comment from YouTube? Let me try and post something here and see. I know that's what I'm looking at. I just posted. Did you see that? I'm not sure, guys. Hang on, give me 1 second here. I can't re-comment. Okay, I can hear you. I'm not sure. Oh, wait a minute. It says chat disable. When did I disable that? Sorry, guys. Let me see if I can fix that. Because I'm not sure how I did that. Oh no, I see what happened. Okay. It looks like I forgot to turn on live chat before we started in YouTube, and that's why. Screen. Okay. Let me give. Well, y'all know just text my phone. Let's see if anybody texts me. If you have questions. Messages are turned off. Cannot comment. My bad. Okay, so I'm gonna continue. Text Mikkel's phone or my phone, because I missed putting on the live chat apparently. Not sure how I missed that. My bad. Okay. And I lost my. Let me go back here to it. Yeah, it won't let me to change after I started the live. So I'm gonna have to remember that for next time to make sure that I have the live chat activated. Okay. All right, we'll continue. Just text Mikkel's phone or text my phone the questions. Because yeah, the chat is off. I'm not sure. I forgot. Sorry. All right, let's continue. Have you ever talked yourself out of something because it came so easily? You ever felt like you need to deserve rest before you allow yourself to take it? Yeah, mark your meter. Have you ever confused peace with laziness because chaos became your comfort? Have you ever been told you were too much, so you made yourself less than just to stay included? Have you ever made a list of what you want, but you couldn't picture yourself actually holding it? Have you ever actually been celebrated and still felt unseen? You ever slow down your own win just to keep someone else from feeling behind? That's a good one for y'all football players.
Mhm.
You ever try to play it safe and realize you were only replaying survival? Okay, I'm gonna breathe again. You don't have to answer them out loud. You already did in your nervous system. Put your leg down. That tension in your chest, that thought you just had, that was your yes. We're not here to shame those answers. We're here to uncover what they're made of. So hang tight with me because what's coming next is not just a teaching, it's the part that finally pulls all the pieces together. I promise. If this message has been speaking to you, what's coming next is going to explain why. So let's look at your tally now. Maybe he has a few marks on there. Maybe it's filled up. Each one of those marks tell a story about where your belief was blocked or buried. Now, here's what they mean. If you have 1 to 5 marks, that's a nudge. Wait, I missed that comment. I'm gonna give one y'all my phone. Y'all can look at my phone. Hold on, Lamar. I thought you text something. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. That's exactly right. Exactly right. All right, let me set this here. I can see whenever anything come up. If you have 1 to 2 marks, that's a nudge. But the next breakthrough will require intentional alignment. If you have 6 to 10 marks, you're awake to the gap, but you need structure to cross it without slipping and going back. Hold on just in case anybody texts. Just watch it for anybody texts. Now, let's say you have 11 to 20 marks. That's a pattern. The loop has a name now, and it's not just mindset, it's misalignment and identity. You watch it, I mean. 21 plus marks, that's a burial site, a place where too much has been functioning while still grieving the truth. It's time to unearth what didn't get healed properly, and it can finally grow. But listen, no matter where you were, where your tally landed, you're still a seed. And as long as the seed is in the ground, it can still grow. So before we go any further, I want to say thank you for staying with me. I know this wasn't some feel good moment, but you sat in it, you searched through it, and if you've been marking your unburied meter, you probably already see where something's still calling for your attention. So before we go deeper, I'm going to quietly drop this link, not for you to just rush off and go, but because I want to honor the ones who feel pulled but not able to stay to the end. This isn't a full breakdown yet, but if your heart has been nodding all night, that page is there so you don't forget what this stirred. Let me make sure it's showing up there. Is the website showing up in there? Going across the bottom of the screen? At the bottom of the screen, the website showing up?
Yep.
Okay. And if you stay till the end, I promise what's coming up next is going to explain exactly why that breakthrough felt delayed for so long. Hmm. So what? She can see me? Okay, good. Thank you. Genesis, God's blueprint for you. Now let's go back. Before the world, before trauma, before timelines, Genesis says he formed you from the ground, not from the air. That means he built you from something with deep layers and roots. Something that could be planted and multiply. He didn't just breathe into your lungs. He breathed into your identity. That breath didn't give you a title. It gave you dominion. Not hustle, not pressure, not consistent striving. He gave you rest, responsibility, and the authority to produce fruit. Let me break it down. A fruit tree doesn't panic. It doesn't chase. It doesn't try to become fruitful. It just stays rooted and become what it already was. That's you. You were designed to carry seed, produce fruit, and reproduce after your kind, and give life to others. without losing yourself. But the world taught you how to strive, to grind, to prove. So now you're in a garden of potential, trying to harvest without identity, trying to give fruit from roots you were never taught to trust. But tonight, we start again. We don't need to rebrand, we need a return back to the original you, the version that was good before from the beginning. And if the seed is still here, the harvest is still possible. But let me slow this down for a second, because this part right here is the piece they never told you. When God said, be fruitful and multiply, He wasn't just talking about babies and busyness. He meant become, bear fruit, and from that fruit, produce more. And every seed already has its fruit inside of it, which means what you need most, it's not out there. It's been in you since the beginning. Your gift, your purpose, your answer to your own prayer. It's not waiting to be handed to you. It's waiting to be harvested from you. Think about this. A tree doesn't chase money, but the fruit it produces feeds people. It builds homes, sells in markets, start economies. You don't have to hustle to find a thing. You just have to cultivate what you already carry. God didn't give you purpose so you could feel fulfilled. He didn't just give you purpose so you can feel fulfilled. He gave you purpose so you never have to enslave to provision. Your calling was meant to cover you, to provide for you, to generate both fulfillment and fruit. And by provide, I mean take care of your life. That includes your money, your needs, the resources to pay bills, feed your family, build something strong. God didn't plant that seed in you just to keep you inspired. He planted to take care of you. So if you ever wondered, can my purpose really take care of me? The answer is yes. But only if you stop treating it like it's a hobby and start treating it like it's your inheritance. Let me show you what I mean. Most of us were taught how to chase fruit. The results, the money, the recognition. But you were never meant to chase fruit. You were designed to become the tree. I don't know how far back you guys can see, so I'm just going to, instead of drawing them, I'm just going to pull up the diagram here. And just to let me know if this comes up on that screen. It's there, right? I think I see it. Is it on the screen? I think it's a little behind. Is it on there? Do you see a diagram on there? I think I have a delay. What did she say? A picture? Okay. I'm trying to see if you guys, there we go. Okay. So you've been trying to fix the fruit, but the fruit's not the problem. It's the root. So I can draw some of it. You got beliefs down there feeding your outcomes. whether you know it or not. And if you want to change the results, you have to tend to what's under the surface. I am not a painter, or do I draw a whole lot? So bear with me here. You have all these seeds and all these roots. This is the ground here, all your roots. There's a tree. You have all the limbs or whatever, and then all the fruit that's coming off of these limbs. And I'm going to draw different shaped fruits because they're all from different people. You have all those seeds feeding you. Seeds that are what people told you that you were, or a belief that other people instilled in you. You're not that fruit. You're not even the branches. You're the tree. And your job isn't to chase provision. It's to protect the seed under the root. All these thoughts of people telling you you're this and you're that, you're this and you're that. Your seed is perfectly sitting over here. This kind of shapes your identity, that shapes who you become, that shapes your decisions. It's coming up on here. But you have to harvest your seed. Find your seed under all of that so that you can grow your own fruit and not what people told you that you were or that you couldn't become. What are you doing, Justin? Okay. Let me see the diagram. I have split screens on here, y'all. Sorry. All the beliefs that people told you was that just get a job, get a real job, you're too much, you always quit, be quiet, you're too loud, you're weird, whatever people told you. Those are all stuff that's not yours. But it's feeding into who you are and your habits and making you produce all these fruits that's not even yours. Meanwhile, this is you. You have to find your fruit to grow your own seed to grow your own fruit. And take all these people out of your head who shaped your life and made you think you were this or you were that or you wasn't that or you were this. Because that's not you. That's not your real identity. Now people told you, not even your job. So you're not stuck. You're just still watching those 2am videos, hoping that one would finally make sense and make you start. Now, for those of you who know it's time, let me tell you what's coming up next. Probably already went to the website, but you can go to, I think I have a screen share on here. Go to my website, visionbeyondfear.com/PEC. That's the Purpose Excavation Challenge. And now, since this is the private event, this is just my whole run through, but it's not actually, you see at the end. I'm just going through everything, but you'll see what is for you at the end. So the Purpose Excavation Challenge theme, pull the weeds and find what you lost beneath the soil of survival. It's a 5-day experience and isn't about just doing more. It's about uprooting what was buried. Who buried your belief in the first place? We go really deep, not to stay stuck in the past, but to finally uncover the seed that God planted in you long before survival became your strategy. Each day walks you through a hands on, heart deep process. Day one, we clear the clutter. You organize your vision. You're not scattered, you're just carrying too much that was never yours. We unpack what's been blocking your vision so you can clearly see again. On day two, we define the vision that's already in you. You don't need a new dream. You need to see the one that you've been ignoring. You name it, claim it, and give it space to live. Day three, you build from the foundation so that it can hold you up. Because even purpose can collapse. If your beliefs are too brittle to carry it, it's going to collapse. We stabilize your inner truth and rebuild with roots. On day four, we're going to create buzz. Buzz around your vision. You'll learn how to share your own truth without trying to prove anything. This isn't a day about going viral. It's about being your authentic self. On day five, you step forward. You own it. You solidify the new identity with a 7-day plan, practical tools, and your own belief declaration. You won't just finish, you'll finally move. You'll walk away with a clear, simplified purpose plan, real momentum, not just motivation, an identity rooted in action steps, a personal belief anchor that doesn't waver, and confidence to lead without pretending or acting. The truth about who you are, and permission to live it. Now, here's the part that I want you to hear with your spirit. Not everyone is meant to go deeper, and that's okay. Some of you received exactly what you needed to today. A reminder that you have a purpose. And I'm so proud of you. But for the ones who feel the pull while I was speaking, the ones who know their purpose is deeper, then that is the ones I'm here for. I made this for you. I'm not just a coach, I'm a purpose excavator. I'm a midwife for your mission. I help you find the why in your wiring. And today was just a tilling of the soil. But if you're ready, I'll walk you and help you pull the weeds and uncover your seed and plant what was already yours from the beginning. It's not a course that you'll collect and never open. It's a live, guided transformation designed to unbury what you've been carrying. And finally, you'll plant that seed that was buried beneath survival. So, as you probably see there on the site, I talk about the investment, what you'll receive for this 5-day challenge. We do daily live sessions for guided reflection. You get printable worksheets, belief tools, identity rewiring exercises. Depending on your option, you get 2 live office hours with real-time coaching and a digital copy of my book called Not Perfect. You get the 24-hour replay access to each session. For attending the Unburied experience tonight, you get the Unburied 50 discount, and then you get a $75 discount for the rebuild experience, which actually comes after the challenge. And a safe, of course, soul aligned space to finally see yourself again. The Purpose Excavation Challenge isn't about doing more, it's about finally understanding what's been running beneath the surface. People spend thousands to fix what only identity can explain. As you can see in those real-time estimates I have on the website. You can go to therapy, take courses, attend retreats, but you never become what you don't fully believe. And you can't believe your own truth if it's covered by everyone else's. Because your truth is tangled in other people's seed. The fears, their voices, their rules. Your spirit will always feel unsettled. This challenge isn't about information. It's about excavation. It's about going back to the version of you always been. Before the world told you to bury it. And it's not about becoming somebody new. It's becoming the original you. And that's what this challenge is. Because until you find your original identity, nothing will ever feel aligned. This is your chance to stop stacking strategies on a shaky ground and finally rebuild from the blueprint God gave you. And there are 2 ways to join, as you can see. Option 1 is the live experience. You get all the 5 sessions, the daily worksheets. You get the journal prompts, the replays, 24 hours, and then you get a final day poem download. And that's with tonight's discount $147. For option 2, you get all of that, and then you also get the live coaching hours, 2 hours doing the challenge, and you get priority Q&A. You also get the digital copy of my book called Not Perfect, and then you receive a reserved invite for the next coaching level. Now, if you're like, hurry, where can we sign up? Or you just need a little bit more incentive? And yes, I see you gift. The first 10 people to register today will get an additional $50 off. And you heard that right. So instead of it being $147, it'll be $97. And $197 for the VIP. And you still get the coaching discount. Now that discount, however, is only valid for the next 24 hours. So if something in you knows this is for you, go now, don't wait, and don't delay. Don't delay your resurrection. You've been putting it off for too long, and it's time to put yourself in the room. Because it isn't a workshop, it's a wake-up call. And once you say yes to it, you'll never go back to who you were pretending to be. Limited amount of seats, so make sure you get it before the door closes. So if you've been circling your breakthrough, wondering when is your turn, this is it. And if you're still wondering whether this is your moment, ask yourself, if not now, then when? If not this, then what? If not me, who's going to change my story? You waited long enough. You watched long enough. You wondered long enough. Now it's time to move. You can grab a debit card, borrow if you need to borrow, stretch if you need to stretch. This is your permission to finally put yourself in the room. Now I know we've been here for quite some time, and you probably have questions. Anybody have any questions, Justin? But I'm going to leave you with this final moment, and I'll stick around so you can answer some questions. And I have some more stuff for you. Unburied. They told you to wait, but the dream didn't ask for permission. They told you to work harder, but your soul begged for definition. You patched up cracks with pretty plans, stacked journals high like castle walls. But no one noticed the weight you hid in every fine, in every call. You gave advice like honey dripped, but swallowed stones when no one stayed. You fed the world from empty cups, then wondered why you felt betrayed. They clapped when you produced again, but not when you breathe and pray. They loved the fruit, but missed the root. They missed the plot. You stayed afraid. But hear me now. This isn't shame. This isn't guilt or blame or game. This is a mirror, cleared and lit. This is the plot. You're the flame. The breath in you is still God backed. The dream in you is not abstract. The fire sealed inside your chest, still waiting on your full impact. You haven't missed it. You haven't been erased. Your path is marked. Your pulse is graced. You're not invisible. You're ignition. You're not disqualified. You are the mission. A living scroll, a walking word. The light too long dismissed, deferred. So take this word and don't forget. There's more in you than they've seen yet. You don't need chatter. You don't need proof. You only need to stand in your truth. The unburied meter lit the way. But now your soul must choose to stay in beds of dust and almost past, or plant your flag and move at last. Not for applause, not to impress, but to breathe and build and finally bless the world with what God hid in you. The fruit that speaks, the root that grew. You were never meant to stay under. You were planted. Now come through. And when you do, know this with pride. This was an excavation, not just a guide. A purpose midwife stood beside the soul you feared and prophesied. There's life beneath this sacred space. You're not behind, you're growing grace. Now, if you attend this soft launch experience and you know in your heart you're meant to be part of the next chapter, I'm giving you guys a scholarship to the Purpose Excavation Challenge. That July challenge starts on the 7th to the 11th, July 7th to 11th. To activate it, you just have to respond to that post-event feedback form and let me know if you're in. And if you want to give the scholarship to somebody else, you can. But the person receiving it have to watch this Unburied replay within 48 hours and fill out that follow-up form so I can send them what they need to begin. Now, the scholarship is only available for this July challenge. not future ones, because after this July challenge, it's going to go public at the full price. If you guys have any questions came in. That was the end of my Unburied. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Hope it stirred something inside of you like it did me. I don't even apologize. But I literally found and was shown the answer to unlocking your purpose. And this purpose that I just unlocked in me is going to take me, I don't even know where. I have no idea. But it's going to be awesome. No more doing all this stuff. I literally put a purpose puzzle together. Every single event in your life, every good, every bad, every whatever moment, it was a piece of the puzzle. And I found the puzzle. But you can't get to that puzzle till you figure out who you are. You have to recognize who you really are, not what other people tell you are, or who you build yourself to be because you were trying to survive this life. You have to go back to the root. All right. I'm about finished up here. I don't know if anybody sent any message. What is this? Can I comment? I'm trying to throw Thank you, Lamar. Yep. Cheers. Good night, y'all. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I'll send a follow-up. I'm still talking, guys. I'll send the follow-up form. If you guys want to join my challenge, let me know what you think. And if you want to experience a challenge, because it's way more than this. I think I got a little bit, I did get a little bit emotional, a lot of it emotional. Even though I went over this speech plenty of times, but it's like, I just realized people don't know what they really need. It's like every single answer, I swear it's like an awakening. Like every single problem you have, every single answer you're looking for is already inside of you. You just have to find it. And I figured out the way to find it. And I figured out my purpose is to let people help them excavate their purpose and show them how they can make their living from it. No more jobs. No, you create your own through your own purpose. It's a crazy feeling. Back to that beginning when I said your favorite movie or your favorite show, that's exactly how it feels. It's like a high like no other. Like, wow. It's like a divine opening, like clouds open, like, whoa. It's crazy. That's all I can say. And I'm getting emotional again, so I gotta go. Thank you guys. Love y'all. Thanks for showing up. Bye.